Hey Capricorn, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to your weekly quick read for the week beginning January the 18th. Now, we've had a quiet few weeks, but certainly not that they've been insignificant, okay? So for the last few weeks since solstice, the 21st of December last year, we've been deeply integrating a lot of these higher frequencies thanks to a lot of movement into Aquarius. Now, Saturn has moved into Aquarius, where it will stay for 3 years. This certainly sets the tone among other many air placements we will experience in 2020. Note that it is very fast-moving energy. You will certainly, Capricorn, experience a weight lift in many ways. You would have experienced that from the end of last year. You would have noticed a lift, a lift in your drive energy. But as you hand over the baton, if you like, to Aquarius, and certainly there's a lot of heavy planetary placements within your sign through January, which will transition into Aquarius in February. We also had that new moon in Capricorn in your sign last week with that Pluto conjunction as well. So there's significant placements, okay? The final 2 weeks of January set the tone, and January and February set the tone for the remainder of the year in many ways. So let's focus on this week. It's more so a lightning bolt. It's more so a stirring of the pond water as there was a slowing. Okay, a quiet revolution, if you like, in many ways, was brewing beneath the surface since solstice. Now, we might experience this energy as heightened tension, sure, okay, but I always like to look at energies like this as amazing opportunities, because it is within these moments where we are shaken, awakened, when changes swiftly happen to shock us. More often than not, if you look back on deeper levels, we were wanting change. We were wanting something to happen. And in our very human ways, Capricorn, everyone can relate to this. 1 step forward, 2 step back. You know, this slow and steady energy that comes with progress. With a lot of the shifting of the old energy that's leaving us and in our lives. You can look at that globally, you can look at that collectively, you can look at that personally in your own experience. Many of us on deeper levels know it is time for change, okay? Things need to change in the structures of our routines, in the structures of our day-to-day, what we do for a living, how we sort of express that creative energy. Others still might be looking at making deeper internal changes. Love and connectivity, or whatever the case may be, doing deeper healing. So this is the year where that can happen in many ways. And this square of Mars and Saturn is going to create a lightning bolt moment. So what I have done, okay, for all of the zodiacs, is to break it down into the houses, into the areas of life where you might be experiencing this, because it's going to be different for everyone. And I've also provided some highlights as far as where you have already integrated this, okay? So sure, something can shift and change. As empowered empaths, we are aware in the moment. We are conscious enough to be able to respond rather than react, yeah? And feel burdened by our empathy, feel burdened by ever-changing landscapes. And we find ourselves then in reaction mode. So the goal essentially is to be empowered in the moment, to respond. And sometimes that means pausing before responding. Sometimes that means, sorry, I'll get back to you. Sometimes no response is a response, okay? And certainly when we're reacting, we're buying into energy, we're buying into the fear that may rise, okay? And every opportunity is going to be looked at differently then, and certainly challenges can always be looked at as opportunities. Alrighty, my lovely Capricorns, this is happening within the 5th house, all things fun and romance. This could literally, this lightning bolt energy, this square energy, okay, that happens. You literally may be frustrated in the realms of romance. It may be romantic partners. It may be the fact that you don't feel you have enough time to have fun in your life. The 5th house rules all things childlike. A child may frustrate you. You might feel like that energy lacks from your life in some way. When was the last time you genuinely had fun? Allowed yourself to romance yourself? That doesn't have to be corny. It doesn't have to be awkward or weird. The 5th house is all about expression of creativity. And when we're burdened with responsibilities, we're certainly not connected to that 5th house energy, okay? So notice the frustrations, notice the ways in which this lightning bolt, this square energy, is shining a light in your 5th house, okay? Know also metaphysically as empaths, when creative energy feels blocked, we're going to want to release on some level. We might habitually turn to anger, okay, where it would be better channeled in a creative way and go out dancing or yelling and singing along in the car rather than yelling at our kids or whatever the case may be. You will certainly notice within your 5th house, okay? It's where you have your fun. It rules your creativity, self-expression, and all forms of recreation. So when that square energy, we can also find ourselves flipping that coin and experiencing excess of that, okay? So we all know in ourselves where that might apply. It relates to romantic relationships and love affairs, as well as the relationship we have with our children. Now, where you've already mastered this wisdom integration, because it's an opportunity this week, your attention will be drawn to that area of your life, the 5th house. Where you've already mastered this, Cap, is in your 1st house on some level. Now listen, you guys have been the inspiration for the zodiac. I have said, you know, Capricorn, Saturn was in Capricorn, and this is where old structures are coming down. Now, the 1st house, you had, you know, this energy in your 1st house for all of last year. There was something fundamentally, deeply brewing beneath the surface, deeply obvious that needed to be changed. The 1st house rules self. Your constitution, like everything that you are, stand for, who you are moving forward, despite who you have been. How the story of your life has weaved its own energetic imprint, okay, and who you want to be moving forward. So what did you identify last year? Did you identify this need to deeply integrate and honor more fun in your life? Was that a decision you had made last year? Where you were going to experience more creativity, fun, childlike essence, have children, whatever the case might, have more time with your children. What is it that might happen this year? Because it's this week, January 20th, where we experience this lightning bolt, okay? It is a shock, like it is a reminder. It can be an outburst. It can be something deeply connected to where you've already integrated this last year, and last year it was within self. So what is it about the conflict that you have when it comes to any project that needs to begin? Do you feel like you've always got to begin something, focus on something, rather than focus on fun, okay? Where do you need to secure the battle here, all right, and pale things back a little bit perhaps? All right, or seek partnerships, seek support, okay, because the 3 of Pentacles does rule partnership. How can you win the battle in that realm, okay? Again, look at this big focus on emotional fulfillment, 10 of Cups, home and hearth, long-term security, stability, commitments. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving energy. All right, there's a commitment on the cards here. This centers your reading. This slow-moving energy, this secured commitment, has been driven, has been fueled by this ideology that you have about emotional fulfillment. All right, I feel like many Capricorns may be umming and ahhing about a commitment in the realms of emotional fulfillment, but there's something here about inner conflict. So what's going on? Something needs to change because you've now got 2 5s, okay? There's something about internal and external conflict. Maybe you feel your circumstances, your reality, this slow-moving energy when it comes to your commitments, okay? Be it career or otherwise. Is there a commitment that perhaps feels like a slow-moving energy, okay, as far as seeking emotional fulfillment? So what has to change? Because something needs to. When we've got 2 5s, change is here and it's necessary. There's inner conflict, there's outer conflict, feeling conflicted, okay, about how to secure what I actually feel I'm in battle with here. All right, so that, take it however it resonates, Cappy. The 5th house rules romance, romantic relationships, creativity, fun, children, childlike essence. Where are you experiencing inner and outer conflict in the realms of a new partnership? It literally could be a new relationship. And what you are willing to commit to, what you have or haven't committed to, what you would like to commit to. This slow-moving energy when it comes to seeking emotional fulfillment on a bigger scale. Like I said, activating 5th house energy this week. That door's going to slam. What needs to close? Where do you need to close a chapter? What do you need to close a door on? In the realms of emotional fulfillment, slow-moving energy, so we can secure a new beginning, or at least feel like there's a new beginning, all right, that I am choosing and desiring to work on. Because With 5-5 energy, I'm going to say there are many Capricorns that I am intuitively connecting into with this reading that you will experience conflict internally and externally, and maybe that is the lightning bolt. Okay, so I'll leave it with you, but change is here. 5-5s guarantee it. Where you are heading is securing a balanced partnership and exciting a new beginning. Okay, something of tangible value in its infancy, be it romantic relationships, situation, new creative endeavors, a way to approach life with more of a childlike essence, fun, romance, okay? Outside of the heavier commitments that you have always aligned to as a Capricorn. The devil is ruled by Capricorn. Death and rebirth, Cappy, okay? There's been a deep transformation across the last 3 years. Yeah? There's a bigger story at play, a whole new way of being, a whole new experience, whole new creative endeavor, whole new romantic experience, something that you are internally and externally at conflict with. So it's time to get this slow moving energy moving. And when it's slow moving, that's when those lightning bolts tend to hit to shake up the pond water. Alrighty, I'll leave that with you. Let's pull a soul card to finish the reading. If you're chasing a personal reading, you can head on above to the Indigo Ascension shop link, where you'll find a range of intuitive readings, distant healing sessions. You'll also see some astrology products, including the 2021 forecast, where you can map out the year ahead, work out how to make the most of it based on your unique natal chart. Connecting into the higher vision, Cappy, the imagination card promises that those visions are real and true. What do you authentically see for self that is right moving forward, that is fundamentally going to look different to the past? Where do you need to release guilt? Alrighty, in the realms of love. Telling a story here, surrender. Look at this. All right, Cappy, you guys are releasing the weight of the cosmos, okay? The responsibilities, you're handing over the reins to Aquarius. This should feel like light energy. You did your first housework last year, okay? This is 5th house stuff. It is meant to be fun, so have fun. All right, Cappy, until next time, have an amazing week. Take care.